we have a CME inbound for our Earth. This is the image of the solar stream, a stream of solar wind flowing from the sun's northern coronal hole. This is the latest on space weather. Cosmic ray solar minimum is underway, but the sun's magnetic field is weak, allowing extra cosmic rays into the solar system. Neutron counts from the University of Olulu Sodankia Geophysical Observatory show that cosmic rays reached Earth in 2020 are near a space age peak. Now, today's solar wind speed was at 502.2 kilometers per second, density of 7.3 protons per cubic centimeter. The X-ray solar flare, 6-hour maximum A7, 16:18 UT September 2nd, in 24 hours A7, 16:18 UT September 2nd. Now, concerning Carrington events, the Carrington event that took place 161 years ago was not unique from what the astronomers tell us now. It might be time to rewrite the history books. New research shows that the Carrington event, a monster solar storm that hit the Earth 161 years ago this week, might not be as unique as previously thought. Historical documents from East Asia suggest that Carrington events, plural, have happened many times before and probably will be again. Now, September 1st, 2020 and September 1st, 1859. The most ferocious solar system in recorded history engulfed our planet. The Carrington event, named after British scientist Richard Carrington, who witnessed the flare that started all this. The storm rocked Earth's magnetic field. It sparked auroras over Cuba. That's how low the auroras came. All the way down to Cuba, the Bahamas, even Hawaii. And it set fire to telegraph stations and wrote itself into history books as the biggest solar storm ever. But sometimes what you read in history is wrong. So the Carrington event was not unique. This is according to Hisashi Hayakawa of Japan's Nagoya University. He recently studied solar storms and uncovered that other events of comparable intensity did take place. While Carrington event was long considered a once-in-a-century catastrophe, historical observations warn us this may be something that occurs much more frequently. To generations of space weather forecasters who learned in school that Carrington event was one of a kind thing, these are unsettling thoughts. But modern technology is far more vulnerable to solar storms than 19th century telegraph poles. You can think about GPS, you can think about the internet, also our transcontinental power grids that carry geomagnetic storm surges from coast to coast in a matter of minutes. A modern-day Carrington event will cause widespread power outages along with disruptions to navigation, air travel, banking, all form of digital communication. Now, a good example is the Great Storm of mid-September 1770, when extremely bright red auroras blanketed all of Japan, parts of China. Captain Cook himself saw this display from the near Timor Island, south of Indonesia. Hayakawa and colleagues recently found drawings of the instigating sunspot. It was twice the size of the Carrington sunspot group. Paintings, diary entries, and other newfound records, especially from China, depict some of the low-altitude auroras spread over a period of 9 days. And he says, we concluded that the 1770 magnetic storm was comparable to the Carrington event, at least in terms of auroral visibility. And moreover, the duration of the storm activity was much longer than usual. They found that superstorms in February 1872 and May 1921 were also comparable to the Carrington event, with similar magnetic amplitudes and auroras, widespread all the way down to Cuba. Now, 2 more storms are nipping at Carrington's heels: the Quebec blackout recently of March 13, 1989, and an unnamed storm September 25, 1909, were only a factor of 2 less intense. So you can see how frequently these storms can take place. Now, the Carrington event has become a busy niche in space weather research. One team led by Jeff Love of U.S. Geological Survey recently confirmed the near quality of Carrington to the May 1921 superstorm, and Hayakawa's team just unearthed new records of extreme auroras in South America. So are we due for another Carrington event? Maybe. In fact, we may just have missed one. In July 2012, NASA and European spacecraft watched an extreme solar storm erupt from the sun, and it narrowly missed Earth, thank goodness. They said if it had hit, we would still be picking up the pieces. This is what Daniel Baker announced. He's from the University of Colorado at NOAA Space Weather Workshop 2 years later. He said it might have been stronger than the Carrington event. So thank goodness that didn't hit us. And I'll leave links below for you for this on space weather and the Carrington event, as we said. We have fifth straight day Arctic auroras. The Arctic skies aren't blue anymore, they're blue-green. With the fading of the summer sun, auroras are showing themselves in the midnight skies. For all you who are in the extreme northern hemisphere or extreme southern hemispheres. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.